All right, we found a pretty interesting machine here. A little Farmall, or actually International 140. It's missing the tag there, but it's original clothes and has a really sweet Woods L59 mower on it, and has all the guards on it. And I really like, and you guys know I like strange colored ones and old original ones. Those are kind of exciting to me, and you kind of, that's the best one of those stickers I've ever seen on anything I've ever gone after. And now it's been cracked pretty bad all the way around the whole bell housing. Had a I'm sorry, right there, all the way around out the other side, and somebody welded it back together. So but anyway, pretty exciting. You can kind of see where the decal was there, and I like, because again you can see what was painted and what was not. You can see all the harness was painted, and I'm more of a fan of an unpainted harness, but these were painted in the day. And anyway, pretty interesting. And so anyway, I just thought I'd let's check that out. Really neat decals on the Woods mower too. I really like so you can see where it was, and then I should have showed you on the other side. I'm going to spin this around. So for the replacement blades, they have 3 different options. I never knew that. I like a high suction blade because I typically can cut grass tall. So we'll try to get this old girl running, and maybe enter it into the mower contest we have going out there, comparison with the 0 turn versus the 3320 with the deck on it right there, and the little Cub Lowboy with the C3 International mower, and then we'll put the International 140. And that's another interesting thing about this tractor and the Cub Lowboy yellow. There's a video up of it, you can go check it out. Same decal design here, emblems, and pretty interesting. I like that. That's kind of fun. So they're both yellow, both International, and have the black and silver decals, and both have turf tires. I almost think the other one had, the Lowboy had Goodyear, but I'm not sure, but this one does have Goodyear rear. Another interesting thing I should probably point out, this is a industrial, so industrial tractors would have International, even the earlier ones. Now mid-70s they all said International, from mid-70s to newer, but on the older ones it only said International if it was an industrial tractor. So this one's an industrial by the nameplate, as well as it has the some people call it a diamond shaped front axle, but it's square like cast housing, and it has a support brace in it too. Now the Super A that we have back there that was originally orange, it has a foot throttle, and a lot of the industrial ones had foot throttles, but this one did not get the foot throttle. And you can kind of see that decal there too, and there's the rest of that crack that went around that someone welded. It has got some ugliness here. Oh, one more thing too, about to forget to show you here, walling around here on the trail. I'm going to air these tires up. Now 2 things. Speaking of front tires, these are 16-inch rims, just like the Super A industrial. It had 16s on it, and the cast front axle. But the first thing I was going to show you before I got sidetracked was this blank right here. I've never seen one of these before. So this has the piece that you bolt on to run a highway mower, and then it has a blank here, because this tractor's never had a rock shaft on it. You can tell, or a rear rock shaft. There's a front one, but it doesn't have a rear rock shaft back here. You can tell by the holes, it doesn't look like it's ever had one on it. And another thing too, it doesn't look like there's ever been anything on the PTO shaft. It's got the little cover with the other piece as well. So but anyway, it looks like somebody put a red seat. The yellow one maybe got damaged because it still had the spot to bolt the lights. So that's interesting in a way. But at any rate, and original seat cushions. Yeah, I forgot to show you that. That's the same cushion that's on the 140 back there. We look at all the hay dust mice got in there. But it had the original. Now the 140, the 60 model. This one by number should be a 63, but the 60 back there didn't have this upper cushion. So it's pretty neat to see how they put all that together. And So, but anyway, that's it's like they just unbolted that off and put it on. You know, we could probably look under it and see if it was originally pan seat or not. And it's hard to tell because it could have been in those holes. No, I believe it was originally because you can see where it had been in these rear holes in adjustments in the past. So interesting, very interesting. Could have been a pan seat tractor. I'd have to look at it a little bit closer and put pan seat hardware there, just 100% verify. But it's really just kind of a neat old tractor. And this one was in Kentucky. Drove down there and picked it up the other day. Had a big long day. Drove down there and got it and swung back around and picked up the rock shaft like this one that came on the tractor with the highway mower I bought back in I don't know, I'm trying to think, it was for February or something. But you can see how it has the different pieces for the highway mower. They bolt on, and then this arm is different than a typical one for one of these tractors. You can see how it has the two holes. And I'm not sure, that one there, boy, it's had a hard day or two. But at any rate, we're going to throw some air in the tires, short chain that so it doesn't drag off when we unload it. The thing even has a Woods belt on it, part number 4152. But anyway, yeah, like I say, we're going to try to, it looks like we're going to get a little storm here in a minute, but I've been trying to get some stuff cleaned up around here, and we're going to air that up, get it unloaded, and give you a little sneak peek of the woodshed back here. Wow, it even looks worse back there for the weather. But we got the woodshed filled up and got all this stuff cleaned up, and really been trying to make things look a little better. It's just been a madhouse craziness lately, but excited to get some of that looking a little more presentable, and really excited to get the woodshed in use. That should hold 20 of the totes back there, the baskets for the IBC. Those are the 275s, but this side here you can put a 275 and a 330 together, and the other side you can put two 330s. If I kind of built it big enough to do that if I needed to, so have that option. But still need to finish screwing the roof down and put all the gussets in the building. You can kind of see one piece of the metal needs adjusted there a little bit, but or just screwed down tight, and gotta do all the gusset before I pull the bracing off. But anyway, that's kind of where we're at, and they got a neat little surprise for y'all to check out down there here coming soon. But I'm gonna let you go with that, and we'll see if we can get this thing aired up and get it unloaded. Kind of loosen those straps up just a little bit on the front, so put a tremendous extra pressure on them. There's a layer in these fellas, and see what the rain does, I guess, right? That tractor is supposed to have been rebuilt recently, so we'll see how well she runs, and pretty excited about that. But yeah, I'll bring you along trying to get it running there one day. O'clock, they say. No rain till 3. It's just now 12. Of course, it's supposed to have been raining all night and woke up this morning wet, but it wasn't, and it didn't rain. So we were able to get the corn in. So again, that was planting number 4 we got done this morning. So yikes. Thankful for the extra bit of dry. We're gonna have some wet seats in a minute though. I think it's gonna rain. Anyway, we're gonna, instead of doing this outside the forklift, we're gonna stand in here in the drive and see if we can't shortchange this thing a little bit. And those things get wet. Let's use the old high lift. This is technically not a high lift brand, but it does a good job. I really like it better than the high lift one I have. I don't know why it works so much better, but it does. Alright, I think that will do it. I'm just going to remove this bolt and put it where it's hanging from there. And that way it doesn't drag going off the ramp, and it's not dragging around the concrete, tearing stuff up. The range of motion in this deck is pretty incredible. It's not fixed like a international brand of mower. It floats, has brake spots right there where it can pivot. The other corner of the deck is on the ground, and over here, you can see it over there on the ground, and it's up here in the air. That's pretty impressive. I bet it would really hug the ground well, and which would, you know, reduce scalping and dipping and all that stuff. So look at there, there's a bearing to be greased. There's a little stamp right there, stamp number 3485 on that piece. I don't think this mower is set outside very much at all. It's pretty impressive for it to look that good. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get this thing chained up. Future reference, this is in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th link from the bottom of the chain, and it's in the 3rd link from the top. Sure, I wish I would have made note of that at some point, if I don't. There, the rain is finally slacking up. Spoke to something. There it is again. Put it in the tallest one I can get it. There we go. And I'm not going to tighten them down, just enough to keep it from rolling out of there. And keep from losing the bolts. Here's what, that's a Homter HDC bumper jack. That thing has really been a good one. Works just like a high lift though, but it's butter smooth. Yeah, that'll give us, it looks like 4 or 5 inches on the back and plenty of room on the front. Another interesting observation here, it almost looks like this wheel was left the factory flipped in or dished in. You can see how it's dished out right there. And it almost looked like it had some kind of other coating on it right in here. And then they turned it around and then bolted on and then painted the tractor. You can see where spray would have gone up in under that. And of course you can see here these bolts were painted yellow from the factory. So it probably had the wheel disc on it and then bolted the rim with the tire on it on later. And it's got a couple little dings here we're going to have to work on, but shouldn't be too bad. Now the front doesn't appear to have original hardware in it, at least on this side. Very interesting though.